Warning! This podcast contains alchemy.
Hello everyone and welcome to the ASOTV podcast for The Flash Season 3, Episode 7, Killer Frost. I'm your host Clio, and with me I have Dom and Nikki.
What was that voice?
That voice was... We learned so much about alchemy and S.T.A.R this episode that I'm excited. I want to play a game.
So wait, am I wrong? Is S.T.A.R's voice also Tobin Bell?
Yes, I was actually thought that, and I didn't realize until the end of the episode, when I'm just gonna fucking say it, when Julian hears S.T.A.R in his head.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I thought it was alchemy, but then we find out he's been alchemy the whole time. So the voice in people's heads, the voice coming from alchemy, isn't coming from alchemy. S.T.A.R is talking for him.
Okay. So the voice in Julian's head is S.T.A.R.
Yes.
Which is Tobin Bell.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is
the voice that everybody else
in everybody's head.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
So alchemy doesn't have any powers.
Right.
No, he just has the ball-y thing. The magical object.
It's like a rock. It's a shiny rock.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it's where S.T.A.R comes from.
Mm-hmm.
I guess generates bodies out of it because
I know
for this episode, I'm warning you guys. I'm sorry, but we have to jump around.
Yeah, that's all
I
that's
know.
Gonna happen. We know this.
Is that when Julian was unmasked and basically he was as alchemy, I was disappointed and really excited at the same time because we were right, but I didn't want to be right.
and I was wrong because I was very sure Julian as alchemy didn't make any sense, but I take solace in the fact that I was right that it didn't make any sense because he's being coerced. He's not doing it because he wants to. He's doing it because alchemy is literally accosting him and stalking him and talking in his head.
S.T.A.R, you mean?
And making S.T.A.R, and making him be alchemy.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why Julian as alchemy never made any sense, because I was always under the assumption that alchemy wanted to be there.
Operating on his own, yeah.
Yeah, alchemy wanted to do.
Yeah, that alchemy was the one that was in charge of what was happening with all the new metas.
Yeah, I can't really say for sure that I felt one way or the other on that, because I don't think I really put much stock into that. But I really felt from the beginning that Julian was alchemy. It just... We have this new villain that comes along, and then all of a sudden we have this new character that comes along. It was too obvious to me, you know?
Yeah.
But the way they try to pass it off is that, we bring Barry in, he doesn't remember anything, but apparently Julian's been there for years and years, and they've been working together for years, so, this alchemy thing must have been new for Julian.
Hmm. Yeah, and it was weird that he's investigating his own, doings and all that, you know? He's been investigating the cocoons and the husks and everything this whole time.
Yeah. I mean, that's how Dexter got away with it for so long.
That is very true. It's very true. Has somebody, been watching Dexter recently or something?
No, I've just seen a lot of parallels of the shows recently.
Because, this is the second or third show you've compared to Dexter.
Diggle is just going to come into the CCBD. Surprise, motherfucker!
Please let it happen.
I love that.
That'd be fantastic.
So there's still a lot we don't know about S.T.A.R because Caitlin made him explode. He was 1,000 tiny pieces. And then we see him again at the end of the episode.
I thought he vibrated out of the ice. Is that what happened?
That's what I thought too, because don't forget they can't see him, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
all you were
Barry
seeing
can.
was the ice shatter.
Yeah. Because we were seeing it from Caitlin and Siskio's point of view at that point.
Oh, okay. I thought we were seeing it from Barry's point of view, which is why I thought he...
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought... And never mind.
I think she just
I
froze
wasn't
him.
watching it.
And if you remember when you watched Caitlin freeze him, you couldn't even see him in the ice. The ice was translucent straight through the other side. Even frozen in place, they couldn't see him. So is he actually real?
Okay, here's the thing. That's something interesting, and HR points that out. He's like, he was saying something. He was asking something about S.T.A.R. And I'm like, good, HR, you're on a good track. And they're all like, shut up, HR, we got other shit to do. And I'm like, no, he's on the right track. Asking those questions about S.T.A.R.
Yeah.
Because it
doesn't
make sense.
Well, if you notice with HR, he's not been wrong, right?
No.
But he's not been right either.
Yeah.
It's just he's leading the breadcrumbs to the correct answer every time.
He points everyone in the right direction.
If you ever watch the movie Dogma, he's the muse. You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was actually a little upset when they just moved on. I was like, no, he's on the right track. Those are answers I want to have.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right, because it doesn't make sense that even still, standing still, they can't see him.
Yeah.
Even like a blur, something. They see nothing.
Yeah. Because as you pointed out last week, that, S.T.A.R. was holding Barry. He's standing still, holding Barry up in the air, and Joe couldn't see him.
And I get maybe he's still moving fast. He's still vibrating or whatever. But you should still, if he's standing in the same spot for long enough, you should see a blur.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the point. Maybe he himself is vibrating at a different frequency, far different than Earth. Nobody can see him other than people who are vibrating slightly the same, like Barry being part of the Speed Force.
Right, that may be true too. Is he might not actually even be on Earth, because we know that every universe vibrates at a different frequency. We know this. He may be from an Earth so far away that it vibrates at a frequency that our Earth can't even pick up.
I think if that's the case, Barry wouldn't be able to see him either, because then it's not about speed.
It's possible, but people of the Speed Force may vibrate similarly. We don't know.
Yeah.
It's going to come down to now whether or not Wally can see him.
I was actually just going to say that. We need to test that on another speedster. Can another speedster see him?
I think he can, because Wally was kind of created from S.T.A.R. kind of dealio. So I think, especially now being a speedster.
Yeah. And that's another question we don't have an answer to. Did What's-His-Face, before he got killed by S.T.A.R., was he able to see him? Because he was created from him.
I think he was, because he was reacting to it before it was happening.
That's true.
Yeah, especially like in the jail cell. He was reacting to S.T.A.R. and then got beat the fuck out of him.
What was his name?
Because it wasn't just the voice. He was reacting to. I can't remember. I don't even remember.
The Rival?
The Rival. Yes, the Rival. So if that's the case, then Barry's not even seeing him properly. Barry's seeing him in a wrong way. And I bet Wally's going to be the only one who can see him.
Right.
Properly.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, so we got some information from his cultists this episode, calling him the Dark Lord S.T.A.R., and I was just getting Sauron and Voldemort feels from that.
Yeah.
So he calls himself a god. He's got his cultists calling him the Dark Lord. I can't help but think he has to be just a man under all of that, or before whatever happened to him.
Yeah, before.
Because no way he's an actual god. Come on.
I don't know. He's the fastest thing we've seen move so far.
You're not wrong.
And
maybe he's a demigod.
It's possible. It might just be he is a god of the Speed Force or something like that. Like, you know.
Maybe.
But
I don't buy it.
but remember, I mentioned last week we're gonna go back and watch for the Blue Lightning, in the Rivals episode with
Yeah, I
his
forgot
death,
to do that.
and though we do not see the Blue Lightning, we do see Savitar's arm, right?
You do?
Yeah, Savitar's arm grabs him by the throat and holds him up against the wall, right? And that's how that episode ended. When we went back, it was the week after when we went back and watched, and they were watching it on the camera, that they just saw him get thrown up against the wall and then dissipated.
Oh, so they can't see him, but we were given a glimpse at his arm because the rival could see him.
Correct.
Yep.
So
Okay.
I believe that means that speedsters can in fact see him.
Yeah.
Because if we saw him from the rival's point of view, then yeah.
That's right, because the rival's also speedster.
Yeah.
So that means Magenta probably couldn't see him.
Probably
Correct.
didn't show himself to her, so we don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And we see him when he grabs Barry in this episode. He's kind of moving through wormholes.
hmm
At least that's what it looked like to me. And Cisco said he was popping up all over the city.
I don't necessarily know if they're wormholes or if he's just running really fucking fast, because we see him running underwater, slowed down for him. Like, that's his speed. But that wasn't something that Barry
Is that
saw.
what that was?
Yeah, he was running underwater.
I'm
'cause
sorry.
You saw the water around it, and you saw things like fish and stuff in the sides.
I was watching on a very low quality stream.
Right.
So a lot of details got lost on me.
Mm-hmm.
So what the water I saw as a wormhole. So I guess it was just water.
Yeah, he was running under the bay area, and that's when he came
Yeah.
out at the dock area, and when he threw Barry, is he had just finished running through there. But Barry said he felt like he was just one place and then the next, so Barry wasn't experiencing that. That was just from the point
No.
of view of Savitar.
Yeah.
So it doesn't seem
Okay.
like he's actually traveling through wormholes. It seems like he's actually running that fast.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
he could probably travel through wormholes if he thought
Oh,
he
I'm
felt
sure he
like
could.
it.
I'm sure he could.
So, I mean, he was just taking Barry for a ride at that point, I think, just to try and spook him, maybe.
Well, I mean, to show him what he can do.
hmm
Yeah.
Because if you take a speedster faster than they can perceive, that's gonna scare you.
Oh, yeah. For
Gonna
sure.
spook him.
We have both Aubrey and Brian in chat complaining about the villain always being a speedster, and they want to just go one season without a speedster. I do think that's going to happen. I do think that's
Yeah.
going to happen. And I feel like it was awesome for season 1 with the Reverse Flash, right? And Eobard and all that, and that was great. Season 2, I was kind of disappointed when we had Zoom, and I was like, oh, another speedster, whatever. I was hoping for something a little different this time. But then the whole story with Zoom played out, and I actually really enjoyed that story, so I let it go. And now this
That's
time,
why I started watching.
it's something very different again. It's very, very different again. But I do not think that they're going to be able to keep repeating the same formula of it has to be a speedster every time. I kind of think that I look at seasons the same way I look at movies and stuff like that. Like, it's one arc, and this to me is a trilogy right now, what we're in with season 3, and it's a lot of throwback to season 1 with if
Yes.
Barry's mom was alive and kind of stuff like that. Because if you remember Scream, and granted this was the rules of a horror movie, but it still applies for movies as well of a trilogy, that you're always going to learn something that you didn't quite know about the beginning now in your journey. Like, that was one of the rules that they've learned. It always ties back to the beginning. And that's where I feel that season 3 is. Season 4, I feel, because you find this in a lot of the fourth movies too, and you look at this in Saw, for example. The fourth movie is like this crazy branch that just goes off in a direction that you did not see or expect. And that branch allows it to continue on another path without being separate and without being connected all at the same time. So I feel like season 4 is going to be a very different story for us. But right now, it's focused on the speedster, and if this is a god, you cannot.
It's not.
You can't. I'm saying if it is, you
I know.
cannot. You can't go more speedster than that,
No.
right? So
And
in the
see-
comics, Savitar is a god. So that's
But
where
he was a man first.
he was a man, but he's now a
Yes.
god.
Yes.
So
I still see
it's possible in the TV show that he is.
I still see the Flash as a pretty new character as far as TV goes.
Hmm.
So for them to build up like this with just speedster villains makes sense because he still needs to prove himself as a speedster.
Hmm.
You know, there's always a bigger obstacle, and there's always something out there that's faster than him. And now that we've reached the God stage, I'm putting that in quotations because we still don't even know. He could just be claiming it. That yeah, it'll be next season will be completely different, and I'm just gonna throw it out there. I'm gonna be like, his mom from another Earth is a supervillain, and she's coming to kick his ass.
I think they're gonna play a lot with stuff like that. Not necessarily in that direct vein, but stuff with friends and stuff being villains. Later on, or other things that they can't just stop immediately. Stuff that like is gonna weigh on them. And that's gonna be how they can get away with not having a speedster for a villain. But I definitely I can see where you're coming from because it's the same reason that I hate Superman because every single Superman villain just happens to have kryptonite. And not every single one. I'm exaggerating, but a large majority of them do. In the comics, in the cartoons, in the movies, and stuff like that. That stuff starts weighing on me, and that's kind of pushed me away from Superman. Where Supergirl doesn't have that problem. It's been there, it's been done, but it's not overplayed, and that's what I love about Supergirl.
Yeah.
So I feel like Flash is going to step away from that soon. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like I said, it's still. I mean, yes, 3 years, but it's still that's a young TV show. They have a lot to do.
Mm-hmm.
So Brian is asking, if Julian hates metas so much, why is he creating them? He's not.
He's not.
Savitar is.
Mm-hmm.
Savitar is using Julian.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know. Why does he need to use him?
I don't know, but like you
Because
saw how
he can't be
reluctant he
seen.
was.
He can't be seen, and I don't know if he
Yeah.
can necessarily. We have not seen. Oh no, we have seen him interact with people that aren't speedsters. He wiped out the whole police force.
Yeah, he can affect them, but I don't think that I guess he needs a face. He needs a
Yeah.
puppet.
Yeah, more
Mhm.
than likely.
That's
He needs a
probably why.
face.
Because
Yeah.
he needs to be able to be seen. Like, yeah, he can hurt these people, but he can't be seen. He was
And he can
talking to
speak
Barry.
in their mind, apparently.
Yeah, he was talking to Barry, but Joe didn't hear him talk.
No.
So I think he just
'Cause he-
needs a vessel, so to speak,
Yeah.
to speak through.
Yeah. And because I think he's talking straight into these people's minds.
Yeah.
I think that's why others can't hear it.
He's very
confused.
interesting, Savitar.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely from another dimension.
Yeah, we're gonna
But-
find out.
Yeah, like I know, it makes it look like Julian was creating from the very beginning, but he wasn't because you saw when Savitar started talking to him when he was in the hospital. He was like, "Go away." He was really reluctant. He's like, "No, I don't want to deal with you. Go away." And then he just had to like fall into place and put the mask back on, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So Julian's just a pawn, and he's a victim like everybody
and
else.
We don't know how much control he has over himself when
Nope.
when that's going on either.
Because we saw what it did to Wally.
Yeah,
And he
exactly.
was pretty much in a trance by the end of it when Savitar
Mhm.
was like really close to him when he got him into the lair.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
The way that both of the cultists talked about Savitar, he showed them the future. It's like they actually believe in him, whereas Julian, I'm not sure does. Maybe he did it in the beginning.
Yeah.
He definitely doesn't like what he's being forced to do. He doesn't like
Nope.
having to create metas.
I'm not even sure that it's like he doesn't like to create them, and it's not that he hates metas. It's what alchemy's making him do is what he hates the most.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah,
think
and
if
that-
Julian found out that, Barry was the Flash, I think he'd be like, help me, please. And he wouldn't be like, oh, let's kill the Flash.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, he's seen the good side of the Flash. He has. And
Except for when he got punched in the face.
I was just gonna say,
but I'm not sure he knows that Barry's the one who punched him in the face. I mean,
it happened very
not.
quickly.
The Flash was the one who punched him in the face.
Yeah, probably not.
No.
But I think he sees all these metas who Savitar is giving powers to, and he sees them doing all the wrong things.
Well, don't forget he had the interaction with Magenta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we kind of saw into it there. He doesn't understand them, so I don't. If knowing that Alchemy gave her powers, and now looking back at that, knowing that was Julian. I mean, yeah, Julian, right? That's his name.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you right now that you're like, yeah. No, what's confusing me is the actor who played the rival played a character named Julian on another show, so that's really just throwing me for a loop, because when I hear Julian, I'm thinking of that guy's face every time.
See, I thought the same thing when the rival, I thought his character name was Julian again, and I was like, why would they do this to me? And then I found out it wasn't, and then just whatever.
Should we just call him Draco?
No, that'll confuse me even more.
Yeah, no.
But looking back at the scene now, he didn't seem to recognize her, even to his own accord. So that makes me believe that when he's acting as Alchemy, he doesn't know what's going on.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I think he knows now. Because of the way that Savitar's like, I need you again. It's like, he's like, no, I don't want to do it. So I think he kind of knows what's going on, but not to a full extent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think. And I think he might not remember what happens when Alchemy's using him.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure he obviously remembers the voice. He remembers that he's doing stuff, you know.
He's blacking out, yeah.
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 But and that, thinking back to the conversation that Julian has with Barry makes a lot more sense. When he's like, oh, the metas, they're given this opportunity and they squander it. They just use it the wrong way. Because he's seeing that up close.
Yep.
Yeah.
God, I want to know what Savitar showed them, what future he showed them.
I don't know.
I'm expecting him to come to Wally and show Wally this future. I'm expecting Wally to have a much bigger part going forward.
Yeah.
This future might have something to do with future Barry sending a message to the Legends.
In the future.
Oh, I hate
future.
Oh God, this crossover is gonna give me my brain's going to explode.
Probably.
Because they have Supergirl coming over from Earth S, and that's gonna, wormholes and Cisco and then time travel and then time shifts and then all this different dimension bullshit. It's like a big freaking time bomb just going to explode. It's not ticking down. It's going to explode.
I need my nerd bro trio. I need Cisco, Win, and Curtis.
Yeah.
Well, I think Cisco's gonna mate Win. Coming soon, very, very soon. I think that's going to happen. If it doesn't, I'm going to be very, very disappointed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I honestly in this episode loved Joe's part. And I love that him and HR had a couple moments. And I don't know. I think Joe's been feeling lost, and he said, you guys are the ones with the knowledge and the super stuff.
You guys are the science, and I'm the detective.
And he hasn't used his instincts. Mm-mm. And HR kind of got him to trust his instincts again.
See, I think it was a combination of his detective instincts and just being a really, really like terrified father. And I think the father shone more than his instincts.
Mhm.
Which
Well, they're
was
they're the same.
no.
He draws his cop instincts from his. I mean, he's got instincts. Like that's. It's hard to separate the cop from the dead cop, I think.
I don't know. I saw a lot of dad, not so much cop this episode.
Dead cop. Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. The dad.
I mean, the cop, if I were a cop, the cop and we'd be like, we need to find out what's going on. So I would be poking around and like doing leads on like all the other cocoons and see what happened to them. But the mom and me, or the dad in this case, would want to cut it open right away to get my child out.
Oh, in that
Yes.
vein, yes, you're
Yes,
you're
that's
you're
what
right.
I'm. That's what I'm
But
talking about.
that wasn't HR's.
No, that was not. It had nothing to do with HR. HR was actually helpful
Yeah.
this episode
He didn't
in
want
more
to, he
than
didn't
one
want to
way.
know. Yeah.
He was like, he's actually been more helpful than Cisco gives him credit for. So
Joe?
HR.
Oh, HR. Oh, of course. But Cisco has to have a weird relationship with all of the Welleses. I think it's in his code.
Would you be able to have a normal relationship with somebody you've met 3 different times that are actually 3 different people?
And one of them actually murdered you?
Well, that one I wouldn't be able to, but this current Wells, I think I could be buddy with him. I could be like,
but it's the
coffee?
face
Yes!
of the person who murdered you.
I realize that, but there are people out there who are triplets and they all look the same and they're all different. Like you look at me and my sister.
I went to school with twins. These 2 girls, they looked identical, and they would do, they'd wear a bracelet or something that you would be able to tell, like a colored bracelet, so you could tell who was who. And even knowing that, I would intentionally call them the wrong name because
Well,
because
has
they're
nothing
the same
to do
person.
with what we're talking about.
Same
right
person,
now.
same face.
Oh gosh, just make a mashup name and then call them that.
So, what I meant before was that Joe's instincts when he goes and actually finds Wally.
Yes.
Like his instincts to do something as opposed to letting the rest of the team take over. That's sort of what HR got out of him.
That's
Right.
knowing your son, and that is the dad cop. Yes, definitely. That is the combination of the two working together very, very well.
Yeah.
And then Barry just comes in and stabs him in the neck.
Yeah.
Dad distraction.
That distraction. Well, he was totally out of it.
He was.
He had no idea what was going on.
But as soon as he knew what was going on, he's running laps around the whatever room that is, that new room.
The speed room.
The new old
faster
room.
than Barry was in the beginning.
Yes.
So,
And they don't mention it, but he maybe is as faster than Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I don't think she was faster than Barry.
She wasn't.
No, she wasn't.
She
So
was
definitely faster than her.
Yeah. No, they said there was something she was better than Barry at, and I don't remember what it was.
She's clumsy, but I think she was a tad bit faster in the beginning.
I think she was quicker off the block than Barry, but didn't have the. Yeah, well, she tripped that one time. So.
Mm-hmm.
If you trip as a speedster, you're gonna fall 6 blocks away.
Yeah.
Just rolling forever.
Unless you catch yourself, which she did, so.
Like a bowling ball.
Just knocking buildings down in your wake. Strike!
Cars, people.
That's terrible.
So, I really had no place to put this part of the notes. This is kind of just the one thing that sticks out. When the hell did Matt Parkman join the CCPD. When did that happen?
Wait,
and
wait,
why
wait.
is it so
Who?
normal?
Who?
Matt
Parkman.
Who's that?
Patterson, I think they called him.
Okay.
But it was just like no pomp, no circumstances, just
Oh, you mean the pilot from Lost?
there.
You mean a pilot from freaking Star Wars, right?
No,
He did that too.
Season 1, episode 1 pilot. He was the pilot.
Poe Dameron's wingman.
He was the pilot in Lost.
What? No, he wasn't.
I swear you,
The
he
very
was.
first, very first episode he was.
He was the pilot of the original plane crash.
All right.
I actually watched that episode, so I know that for a fact.
Mhm.
Okay.
He's one of J.J. Abrams' like
Dudes.
boys. So like any project
Boys.
that Abrams works on, he throws him in there. So did J.J. Abrams have anything to do with this episode?
I doubt it.
Oh,
I doubt it.
And it's just like Barry's acting like he's been there all along, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, I know. He's the first time I've seen him, so it's just.
So this isn't even a result of Flashpoint if Barry recognizes him.
Wait, but is it a result of something another speedster in conjunction with Flashpoint is running around the world doing at this very moment?
Maybe.
Possibly. This episode was directed by Kevin Smith, so I'm not sure if he has ties to Kevin Smith.
Maybe.
He might.
Let's talk about
Yes.
the secret that Caitlin told about Barry and Cisco's brother.
Oh, that it didn't happen in Flashpoint?
Yep.
That Dante was alive in Flashpoint?
Mhm.
Well, and I mean, Iris makes a good point.
Who's to say he wasn't going to die in a car accident later on?
Exactly.
Yeah, I know.
4-5 months have passed.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Dante died in a crash 3 months ago.
Mhm.
So who knows if he hadn't have gone back, if he hadn't made Flashpoint, who knows if that wouldn't have happened anyway.
Right.
Mhm.
If it wasn't just time, doing its thing.
I mean, I think Cisco is ready to smash things after first hearing
Yeah.
it, but
Yeah.
I think he came to the same conclusion that shit happens because of Flashpoint, and there's no way we can take it back or redo things again.
And I don't-
I think they're going to though.
But I don't think that's the issue.
No.
I think the issue is Barry didn't tell him.
But nobody wanted to know that shit.
I know, but as we saw with Joe and Iris when they were mad that Barry didn't tell them about Wally, just because they didn't want to know didn't mean they kind of had to know, kind of should have known.
Well, as soon as they came to the conclusion that people from Flashpoint were gaining powers, Barry should have told them right off the bat.
Yes, he should have told them everything.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either because Cisco doesn't know if they're going to be okay. I'm not sure if he even knows how to think about this right now.
I feel like
No.
the only way to stop Savitar is going to have to deal with changing the past again.
But changing what?
I don't know. That I don't have the answer to, but I have a feeling going back and kind of course correcting is what's going to end up fixing this. And we don't know if Savitar is tied to Eobard, and because we know Eobard was like, oh, I'll see you soon, and then he just vanished and went over to Legends of Tomorrow and is screwing everything up over there.
Well, we know that the Legends are basically doing what you said. They are course correcting. They're going back in history and fixing things. So if that's
Kind
what
of.
they have, they're doing it in their own way.
They're
and it's,
fixing things and they're creating their own anomalies that are okay, but it's whatever.
I mean,
Okay.
the
Right.
way that
The
way that they're making us feel is that they are fixing things, even if it is kind of screwed up. I mean,
Yeah.
it still ends up the same in the history books. It's just
Yes,
a little
exactly.
bit different, and I think that's why they're coming in. Is
You
because
must be one of the Einsteins.
I must be.
It hasn't happened yet, Dom.
It hasn't.
I know,
It hasn't happened.
but I'm gonna continue to bring it up until because if I don't, we're gonna forget about it, and it may possibly get glazed over. But if I keep reminding everybody
No.
that it's a thing,
Listen, if we don't talk about it for months and they say it on one of the shows, I'm going to be like,
What if we don't talk about it
I
for
would gloss over
3
it.
seasons and then it shows up somewhere?
That's too long for a joke. I'm sorry.
No, some
Come on.
people have waited their whole lives to complete a joke.
That's very true.
That is true.
Very true. Yeah, but we got a taste of Killer Frost this episode.
Yeah.
Her eyes were like almost constantly changing color.
Yeah.
Like not just from brown to blue, but from blue to white
Yeah.
and gray, and like they glowed, and I felt like it was a lot different than Earth 2's Killer Frost.
Oh yeah, for sure.
This Frost is
Well, that Frost was affected by the particle beam immediately.
That's true.
This one had friends, and like, because we don't know where she was sitting in her life. We just know that her and her mom didn't get along over there, and she got powers, and she kind of fumbled around on her own. And over here on our Earth,
fumbled around with Ronnie.
Yeah.
It was evil.
Yeah, exactly. And then over here she's got friends. She's got good people surrounding her. So, it's going to be different environment.
Well, I mean, it did kind of show that, because Barry's just like, just kill me. If you want to get past here and do what you want to do, you have to get through me and kill me. And she couldn't do it because she cares for him, because they've been together for a very long time as friends, as a team, and they just depended on each other, and that shone through. That's what stopped her.
Yeah.
Didn't stop her from stabbing him in the knee, though.
No, but that'll heal.
Yeah, that
in 4 hours.
Yeah, ooh, that sucked. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Stabbing him in the knee while knowing that he could regenerate it and be okay.
I know.
Is completely different from, that's why she was able to do it and not have a problem. It's when it came to the fact that she could actually kill him, and that's it. End of story. That's when you saw the conflict with her.
Was it even the knee, though? I mean, I saw it more in, like, the back of his calf, in between, like, muscles or something, or whatever.
The back of the knee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
strategically
severed a muscle from something.
That's what it was.
She said the technical anatomy term, and I don't know.
Yeah, that went straight over my head, but
I mean, I may have gotten into a fight at my bus stop when I was younger and used an icicle in the same fashion that she did. Maybe not the exact same spot, but it was defensive. And I totally feel that look of pain that Barry had on his face. Yeah, very, very similar one to what I saw.
Yeah.
You stabbed a kid in the leg with an icicle?
Mm-hmm. He was beating the shit out of 3 people, so he deserved it.
Okay. Only because, he was beating other people up, he deserved to be stabbed.
Yeah.
Okay. With an icicle. That probably caused him some sort of staph infection.
Nah. It melted. Nah. It was sterile.
Exactly, it melted. It's not fucking sterile. That's just... My friends used to eat icicles off the top of roof, like when they hang off roofs. They're like, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. That's gross.
That's gross.
You don't know where those dirt particles have been.
No. But in the end, even though we do get Caitlin back, she still had strands of white in her hair.
Mm-hmm.
So that at least is part of the irreversibleness of...
Yeah, they don't grow out. And this is what we saw of her earlier when she was in the shower. The famous Caitlin shower scene. When she had to cut her hair. And we're like, why did she cut it, not just dye it? Because it's permanently part of her.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I mean, she's wearing the cuffs now, so she has her powers somewhat under control, so she won't get worse.
Mm-hmm. But
I mean, her own cuffs or the old ones? Like, did Cisco make her new ones?
No, I think those are the same ones. Cisco hasn't even changed his shirt. This is the same 24 hours.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he was still wearing the "Here's Kitty" shirt.
No, I didn't even notice.
There have been no breaks. It's been immediate.
Wow. Okay.
But Yeah,
Brian wants to know if Gideon is still in the time vault. I'm under the assumption that that is correct, but
great
we
question.
don't know because of Flashpoint.
That's
But
true.
outside of Flashpoint, yes, Gideon has been there.
God, I was gonna say something about Caitlyn. I don't remember.
I don't know. I mean, her whole the whole reason why she went crazy was because she found out that she wasn't Killer Frost in Flashpoint, all that jazz, and then she wanted Alchemy to take her powers away. So
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Alchemy trying to remove the powers, and we know Alchemy, or should we say Savitar, has the ability to do that. We do know that.
Does he? How do we know that?
They said it when
one of the cultists did, didn't
Yep.
it?
Yeah, but
the cultist says yes, but we saw the future for you, and
You're glorious and powerful, and
yeah,
I'm not convinced that he has the power to take Meta's powers away.
I think Flashpoint matters. I don't think he
Yeah.
can take Barry's powers away.
Yeah, but
If he can give them, it's safe to say he can take
Caitlyn's
them
not
away.
a Flashpoint Meta.
Right, but we don't know for sure. We did not see her affected in Flashpoint, but that doesn't mean that she didn't have them.
I don't know. I think we're also taking the dudes who are actual literal cultists' words a little too seriously.
No, I get that. I'm saying it's possible. According to them, Savitar can take powers, so that's really all we have to go at face value. So under that, and I would believe that the person that they're following and worshiping, that they're going to know a little bit about. So I'm under the assumption that that statement is correct as it stands right now. It may not be, and I realize that, but I'm going to assume that he has the ability to remove their powers just as much as he has the ability to grant their powers. But what it does is it comes down to that stone, the Alchemist Stone.
Yep.
Philosopher's Stone.
And now here's a question. Why are these guys his cultists? Like, there's
Because you give anybody who wants to believe in something a way to believe in something that has power, they're going to just follow because they want to.
There are plenty of people that follow things blindly, without even, having the facts or that. We see it in politics.
Belonging.
We see it in religion. We see it everywhere.
I mean, there's a person called PewDiePie that people blindly follow too. Look at that. I just clicked follow myself.
I might have to click follow after this just because.
Exactly. Close your eyes while you're doing it.
So I could blindly follow him? Yeah.
Yep.
Got it.
So, Barry resigns to protect Caitlyn because she attacked Julian.
Julian identified her, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why would he even agree to do that?
Why would Barry agree to resign?
Julian.
Oh.
If Julian feels so strongly about his distaste for metas, and he thinks that she's a killer and that she's bad, why would he even agree to that for Barry?
Because he saw an opportunity to get Barry out of the
But they've kind of been making some progress. They haven't hated each other in the last 2 episodes.
Well, no, in the last 2 episodes ago. Last episode, he went right back to being very snippet with him.
Last episode, Barry's like, I'm going to move all my stuff down to the basement. And he's like, no, you don't have to.
That was 2 episodes ago. Last episode, because that was when they went to go get a beer.
Yeah.
And then the episode after they got a beer, he's like, whatever. Again,
I think he knows that he's been being manipulated by Savitar, and eventually people are going to find out. And if I don't know. I think he's trying to play the long con and try to save his ass in the long run. And if Barry or say the Flash finds out, it's just going to be a huge to do. And then if he would have ratted out Caitlyn, he could have been easily taken down too when things got messy for him. As
I think, and I think a lot of it too is he might not know what he's doing while
like he's so
doing
unsure.
He does. Yeah,
he wants Barry out of the CSI so that he can do what he needs to do and try to figure out what the fuck's happening to him.
Yeah, because he does throw himself into his work, like putting together the pieces of the husks and all these metas. He can figure out what's going on with him.
Yeah.
Which I agree with in a way with Julian when he's like, the way you're handling yourself, you shouldn't be a CSI. I kind of agree with that. But then again, neither in that same vein, neither should Julian.
I mean, Barry, even though he's super duper fast, he always ends up being late.
Yes.
And that pisses Julian off, even though he doesn't know that Barry's a Flash. Barry's always late.
Yeah, and the mysterious absences and the having slightly murderous friends.
yeah, there's that.
So, yeah. Barry's quitting. He's gone. He packed his bags. And he says, S.T.A.R. Labs, that crew, Team Flash, that's what he cares about the most.
Yeah.
And he's gonna protect it. So we get an interesting, and I meant to say this before, but it's in the wrong spot in my notes. HR says he doesn't have any kids, which probably means there is no Tess on his Earth.
That's what I was saying.
Or
that
that
his
he never
partner
got with Tess.
Yes.
There was but what I was saying is that his business partner is probably his partner too. That's where I think this is going.
Yeah. I like that we keep getting like little driplets of information about HR. It's nice.
Mm-hmm.
When they go to check out the house, he's like, "Oh wait, I'll get us cappuccinos."
I could have a Where is he? Right, I need.
I know. Make me a cappuccino.
I was actually surprised though that this episode didn't have like any ties, any knowledge, anything of the upcoming crossover, since that is next week.
Yeah. Well, I think it's gonna go a little bit like this. Supergirl is literally gonna show up on their doorstep and say, "Hey, by the way, here comes some aliens," and that's it.
It's going the other way around. In the Supergirl like little thing that we were looking at, Barry and Cisco show up to her at the end of the episode.
Oh.
So the actual Supergirl episode is not part of the crossover. I mean, it is, but just the last like 2 minutes of the episode.
Yeah.
That's odd because I would think.
Yeah.
I just see her working like, I don't know if they'd be at the DEO or she'd be at Catco, but then just Barry and Cisco being like,
"Bye." Yeah, that'd be great.
Yo, what's up?
Yeah, I can't wait to see how that plays out, but I don't know. We'll see.
Speaking of which, next episode called Invasion. When aliens called the Dominators attack Central City, Barry speeds over to Star City to ask the Green Arrow for help in stopping them. Realizing the battle against the Dominators is bigger than they thought, they track down the Legends of Tomorrow, and Barry and Cisco create a breach to bring back a secret weapon, Supergirl. Once all of the Super Friends are assembled, they come up with a plan to attack, but shocking secret related to Flashpoint is revealed, and suddenly no one is sure who they can trust. Meanwhile, Wally wants to join the battle against the aliens, but Iris tells him he's not ready.
I can't wait to see Diggle confront Barry about getting rid of one of his kids.
Is that even going to come up?
I hope so.
Felicity's got a giant mouth. Who am I saying?
I don't see it not happening. Like, it's gotta. Like, they made a point to make this a thing, and the way that Diggle cares so much for John Jr., that we've seen, for him to find out that he had another kid and he lost it because of Barry that he didn't even know about, that's going to be huge.
It's not. Well, I mean, it's not that he lost it. I mean,
he technically
the fact
did.
got
He doesn't know that he
replaced.
lost it.
No.
Yeah. I don't know.
But I mean, if you find out that you could have possibly gotten something, it's kind of different. If you put a little bit more effort into, say, your job and you lost out on a promotion, but you didn't realize it until like 5 months later, you still kind of feel that bit of like
Resentment,
sadness.
regret.
You feel sad that you missed out on the opportunity.
For Diggle to find out that he had a kid for 3 years that disappeared, like it was, with nobody having any knowledge of it, he's gonna be upset.
Yeah, you're still gonna feel lost over that.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just such a weird thing.
Mm-hmm. God damn it, Barry.
Seriously. But I mean, it is not really Barry's fault. Iris gives an excellent pep talk to him.
Mm-hmm. Well, she had to. He was all mopey.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
And like HR said, that Barry's his true power is not being a speedster; it's hope. And yeah, that's very true. And he wasn't feeling very hopeful.
No.
Iris had to talk to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he can't bear the weight of all of that.
No.
Like every single thing that changed, because he was really taking every single thing that changed to heart, and like it was his fault, and he can't do that.
Yeah.
It's just not true. Some of it, is totally his fault, but definitely not everything.
Yep.
So that's it for this episode. Dom, where can the people find you?
Find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM.
Phenomenon. Nikki, where can they find you?
On Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyVenom24.
And you can find me on Cliomoto. I keep looking over there where my camera used to be, but it's over here. And you can find all of us at ASOTV Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, Gmail, Google+, and right here on YouTube. Follow us for some more podcasts from some of your favorite TV shows, video games, and movies. Until next time. Bye, guys.
Lady Gators.
See ya.
Be in the crossover.
Oh, God.